So what's up? It's your favorite host, Hill Dogs 20, on the Warriors channel. I know the lighting sucks here. My room's kind of dark and cringy. It's raining outside. It's all sorts of stuff. So today's stream is bad times, good times, breakups, heartaches, pains and aches. Everything just kind of sucks at the moment. Things are not okay. Like they're gonna be okay eventually, but they're not okay at the moment. Does that make sense? It's like mindset's not all there to be active and shit. It's just one punch after another punch after another punch after another punch after another punch. You know, it's like I'm taking all these bumps and falls and hits and shit on the grind. So it's like, life is getting there. So it's like, hey man, I'm fighting back. Life's hit me. I'm getting hit here and there in the face, taking a few hits. The most major hit I took today, like not today, but 3-4 days ago, is a breakup. So that hit me kind of just right in the chest. Things kind of fell apart with me and the old lady, man. I was like, at first we were like tight, inseparable, laughing. Everything was good, man. It's like, I don't know. It was here, like here. And then somewhere along over the year and a half, it just went straight all to shit. I don't know what to tell you. But all I can tell you is after you take so many hits in life, all you can do is hit right back, right? My relief of stress is video games and riding my motorcycle. But my motorcycle hasn't ran in forever because it needs repairs and all that stuff. So I haven't ridden my bike in a minute. Or I would do some moto vlogs of me riding my motorcycle. I could do moto vlogs in my car, but it's not going to be the same, or my truck. It's just not. It's just not going to be the same. But hopefully my channel will start growing. I'll have more content up. A lot of my stuff is unedited and unfiltered. Breakup is fucking tough, man, because you're with somebody that you think has your back, that loves you, and then they want to say, well, you don't have financial success, or just all this bullshit that really is materialistic, and that's all they really care about. It's like, get off this shit. It's like, damn, it fucking sucks ass. It really does. It fucking sucks ass. And even though it's all this negative shit around me, I get told to be positive by the same person who broke my heart, before we split up, was like, hey, be more positive. Okay, well, if I can be more positive and stuff, it's still not going to do anything. It's like, I could be positive and then you do something to fucking piss me off, or I do something to piss you off accidentally or whatever, and then blow a fucking head gasket out of nowhere, right? I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be fucking perfect. I have flaws. I really do. I'm not the smartest guy on the face of the earth. I'm not going to pretend to be either. I know a lot of shit? Absolutely. Have I been through a lot of shit? Absolutely. Have you been through shit? Absolutely. Was my other half been through some shit? Absolutely. And she's like, oh, well, every time I try to explain something, you always got to one-up me. I'm like, no, it's because I've been through a particular situation that's similar. And then this is how I got out of it. This is how I dealt with it. Everybody deals things with differently, but I was just explaining a life experience. It's not me one-upping anybody. I've experienced so much in life at 32 years old, almost 32. Fuck it. I'm just going to fucking say it. But I've been through a lot as a 32-year-old. Okay? I've been through a lot. A hell of a lot. Growing up as a kid, I watched my mom and dad divorce. Becoming into my adulthood at the age 28, I hit 28 years old. I got married, got a kid. I had my own house. First, I had an apartment. Then I had my house. Then a year later, a divorce hit. Things got complicated, and both parties were at fault. I'm not going to lie, both parties were at fault. It takes two to mango. Or I meant two to tango. Ha, mango tango. There you go. But anyway, that shit happened. So now I got the coolest kid on the face of the earth. He's my one and only. Cutest kid ever. Smart kid, man. One of the best. So I'm like a new father. My third year into being a father. Kid's super smart. He knows his colors, his ABCs. He's only 3 and he's about to be 4 this December. He's smart as hell. Like, dude, I'd do anything for that kid. He's my son. I would do anything for him, right? Just like my dad did everything for me when I was his age. But I feel like people take me as a joke sometimes instead of as a serious person. But that's my fault because I treat everything as a joke. Because to me, a serious situation, there's only 3 things I could do about it. I can be pissed off about it, I get over it, or I could just laugh about it and get over it. So basically, those 4 things, 2 of them are the same. Okay, those 2 things. But if anything I could do to make my life better would be able to tell people how to be a better person. I'm still learning that myself. I am probably the least happiest guy in the world. Not the only one, just the I'm not the only guy that's been through a breakup and shit. I deal with things differently. Like, there's a lot of hardships I've watched growing up as a kid that I learned that I went through, and I dealt with things differently. I was a shut-in. I didn't show emotion hardly. I'd lash out out of anger out of nowhere, man. I was, still do sometimes. But that's my fault. People say, "Oh, well, you don't have ADHD and all that shit." I do. I try not to let it show, and it shows. And when it shows, it's bad, bro. It's bad. And everybody's like, "Oh, you use it as courage." No, I don't. I wish people understood. I don't. For the life of me, man, I'm telling you, things go over my head. I don't get things as fast as people think. They go right over my head. I'm like, what? Somebody disses me? Okay. Now I could be an asshole. I could be a dick. I could be a lot of things. I'm a smart ass when I want to be. And I can be a hard-headed son of a bitch sometimes. But that's me. Am I a loving, caring guy? Absolutely. Do I go 100% in a relationship with treating another human being with the respect that they deserve? Absolutely. Yes, I do. Undeniably. What I did for the other half is I loved her, held her tight, told her every day I loved her, text her sweet things in the morning. Good morning. How are you? Checking up on her during the day a little bit, not too much. And, eventually she quit texting and calling less and basically just stopped communicating. She hated me that bad, I guess. She said we didn't mesh. And I'm like, well, I wasted a whole year with you, a year and a half. Our kids got to play together and know each other, and now it's hard to explain shit to a 3-year-old after just hanging out with her 2 weekends ago and our kids were playing together and calling each other bro, like actual brothers. And they get all excited when they hang out together. So it's different. I don't even know. I don't. It's like, how can you tell me that you don't love me? And then when I say, hey, do you want to break up? It's I think so as an answer to pose, yeah, I just want to break up. It's like almost a mind game in a way. It's like, I get your intentions are not to hurt me, but they're still gonna fucking hurt. It's gonna hurt me regardless, no matter what. So that's what I went through. But right now I'm playing Call of Duty. I've heard all the things about Call of Duty and everything on with Activision and all that shit. I'm just a gamer. I like playing games. Do I agree with politics into corporate businesses that make video games? Absolutely not. I stay out of it. I would say who I voted for, but then the whole world would be upset and turned upside down. My family comes from a huge military side of family, starting with my grandfather, and then on my mom's side of the family, her brothers, her mom and dad. And then, yeah, so I come from a pretty solid background of military influence. So red, white, and blue stay true, you know? But it's like, man, my relationship suck ass. I could do everything right and it'd still be wrong. And I say I ain't got money for things. It means I literally ain't got money for things. But I still want to try to go out and do things. Not spend, say, X amount of money when I only have a little bit of money below the X amount of money. Simple, right? So, yeah. It's stressful. It's stressful. It really is. If anything, man, it's super stressful. I just wish people understood how I mean, people probably do understand how stressful it is to go through a breakup. You're rebuilding yourself from a divorce. You get in a relationship after you think you've pretty much found a foundation for you. So it's like ground zero all again, right? So when you're married and happy and shit and you hit a divorce and you're like, oh shit, the fucking kingdom I had fucking crumbles. What do you gotta do? Pick up some of the pieces and build a foundation and rebuild a whatever kingdom you can or whatever you want it to be. I don't know what else to tell people. That's probably one of the hardest things to do is rebuild yourself from the ground up again and again and again and again. And eventually it does get tiring. It does. It gets super tiring. I'm exhausted from a lot of stuff, but I don't let it bring me down. Am I aggravated? Absolutely. Does it show? Yeah. Do I try to take it out on people? No. Sometimes you just catch somebody in a bad mood and you just flip a switch on people, man. You're just like, ready to bite their head off and shit. You can't do that. But I do it. I'm guilty of it. We all are. All I want to do is play video games, work my ass off to pay off whatever I have going on, like everything I got. I don't really want to. It's not the fact that I'm a